Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. For those who are new to the channel, my name's Sean and also known as Film Guru. And this channel is all about me doing a variety of reviews and videos regards to particular movies and TV series and film content that I really enjoy. Today I'm reviewing Fast and the Furious 9. This sees the return of Justin Lin to the series after leaving after number 6. And once again the original cast has returned. Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyson Gibson, Ludacris, and a variety of others. Charlize Theron appears once again, which is great, and joining this cast this time is John Cena. This time around the film follows Dom and Letty as they live a simple life with Dom's son Brian, living in the middle of nowhere. Their world is shaken up once again when some of their old crew pay a visit, asking for his and Letty's help. Letty jumps at the chance to help them as she misses the old life. Dom at first decides not to get involved. That is until he realises who the threat is, someone from his past. He reluctantly joins his crew once again. They set off on a mission to retrieve a device that in the wrong hands could start World War III. It is up to the team to try and stop this from happening before it's too late. Overall, I was entertained with this film. I was surprised that I liked it. I wasn't a big fan of the last two films at all, and I just was very hesitant going into this. But I got to the point that I decided I wanted to see how silly this film would get. I want to see how far they could push it. And they pushed it pretty far, but not as far as I expected. As I mentioned, it's Justin Lin's return. He's the one who did Tokyo Drift 4, 5 and 6 and left after that to pursue other films. And it's good to see his return here. I think he's the only one who should really direct these films, because he has this way of making them that is really great, and he works really well with the cast that he has. He's able to get really great performances out of them that other directors can't seem to do. And his storylines and stories are usually solid because he writes as well, and I think he adds a lot of heart and soul to these films that have been missing from the previous two. I felt he brought the franchise back to what the original concept was, and what he began in 6 and continued here. And I think he really is important to the series and breathes new life into it in a really great way. I really like the stories he tells. I like his use of camera, and I like the way he shoots sort of action sequences and fight sequences that are really solid here. But his strength really is character and character development and adding something to characters we haven't seen before and a bit of a backstory, and I like that. And I think that's why I'm so immersed in it. In my opinion, the best one in the series so far is number 6. I think that's great. It has a great villain. It has a great alter team that they go up against. I really love every aspect of that. So his return to the series is really exciting for me anyway. I think all the cast do a solid job. The legacy characters are really great here. They have some great moments. There's moments where the teams split up and have their own missions, much like they did in 6, and I like that. I thought that was expanding the story a little bit more and having them go in different directions. I thought that was really great. I think Vin Diesel's great here. It's the best I've seen him in a while. I think there's something about the way that Lin directs that brings out something in Vin Diesel that we don't usually see, and I really like that. He even has Jordana Brewster's character, Mia, has some really great sequences, and you see her sort of kick ass, and I love that, and we haven't seen that before, so it was great. They bring back a character that we'd seen in previous films. I'm not going to talk about who it is, but if you've seen the trailer, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And I really like what they did with this character. I like the way that they brought them back. I like that we were explained what happened to them and how they ended up here, and I thought that was great. And this character has some really great moments in the film, and he's one of my favourite characters in the series. I like Charlize Theron's back, playing the character that we saw her in the last film, and I really liked that. I think she's really menacing and great and plays a really great villain. Is definitely one of the best villains in the series besides Shaw from number 6. My favourite characters in the series have always been Han and Michelle Rodriguez's character Letty. I think Letty is probably the best character in the series. She's very constant. We've seen her evolve quite a bit, and after the events of number 4 into 6, we see that she's lost her memory and how she's trying to make sense of it, and she sort of finds a place and a home with Dom, and I really like that, and I think she's always been really great. She's kick-ass in it. She has some great moments. There's a scene where she's on the motorbike, and the whole chase that ensues is really great, and just the way she works off Vin Diesel and the other characters in it is really great as well. There's some action sequences that I liked. A lot of the car chases were quite solid. The fight sequences are really well done as well. And what this film sort of does that I enjoy as well is it sort of goes back to the beginning of the Toretto family, and we see something that transpires. Something we learn a tiny bit about in the first film, and also it comes back again in the fifth film, just in the little conversation between Dom and Brian. And we sort of get to see this in a bigger way, and it sort of is kind of a strong plot in the film. And that sort of ties into this new character that we see in the film played by John Cena. And overall, I just really was entertained and had fun with this movie. And like I said, there's a variety of stuff I didn't like about it. I thought the majority of the action scenes and set pieces in it were so over the top, so ludicrous. There's things that happen in this film that aren't believable at all. It's like this film's just thrown out all logic and just went with, what can we do? How can we make this bigger and better, and how can we push this film? And that's sort of what it felt like all the way through. It was a bit cliched in parts. It was things I picked. There's sequences in this film that don't really go anywhere. It's just like, let's do a great sequence and see what happens. And it doesn't really add to the story, and it just sort of ends and doesn't continue on. But the thing to me that lets the movie down most is John Cena. I'm not a fan of his. I like when he doesn't speak, but as a sort of a menacing and tough figure, he just doesn't come across believable. And his acting is really bad in this, and I just think he lets it down so much. I think they really should have cast someone else in this role. But in saying that, I had to ask my question, was I entertained with this film? Yes, I was, and I had a ball with it. Final thoughts. In the end, the film is really about, yes, you've guessed it, family once again. And it's really about letting go of the past and moving forward, and reconciling with people from your past to move forward. It's all about finding balance and a place where you feel you fit. I'm going to give Fast and the Furious 9 3.5 out of 5. It was over the top and silly, but it was pure entertainment. Overall, I just thought it was one hell of a time. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit subscribe down the bottom. Follow me on Facebook and Letterboxd. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.